Kranti Dharma Sahitya. A change in attitude will bring change in circumstances. Part 1 by Pandit Sriram Sharma Acharya. Change is the law of nature. One has to adhere to changing rules and laws with changing times. Along with the changing times, circumstances change, and then the search for new solutions becomes obligatory. Change is inevitable as we grow older. The clothes made for infants do not fit the children, and adults cannot wear the clothes of children. First bicycles had a front wheel much larger than the rear wheel. Now they are antiques that are only seen in museums. Same is the case with all scientific developments. In the course of development, such changes occur automatically. These changes cannot be stopped. One who adheres to old style of functioning is not only a loser but also becomes a laughing stock. As the times change, changes in values, beliefs, attitudes, decisions, and activities also become unavoidable. Time constantly progresses. There is no retrogression. The beliefs and traditions change according to changes in time. Man has arrived at his present state after living through many changes since the dawn of creation, and he will continue to live through changes in the future. Man has been progressive and will remain progressive forever through change. The progress has always been by following Yugdharm, the dictates of the era, and he must do this now to continue his progress. Change. This is the need of the hour that cannot be denied. Pretension of rich by the poor. Most of the Indians are poor, but they pretend to be rich. In India, there is an environment of richness, but many downtrodden people live in its shade. The folly of rich is found in everyone, and on the other hand, the virtues which should be seen in progressive people are sadly missing. In our country, it is seen that richness breeds lethargy and extravagance. The need to work hard is labeled as misfortune and underprivileged. This is true even in case of virtuous people. The rich class considers hard work an insult to their status. They depend on others for their personal work. What can be said about success which creeps in the guise of glory and makes people insane? It is an irony that those who are prosperous are not able to use their wealth for noble causes, and those who could use the wealth appropriately are not attaining higher level of self-effort. Hopeless people cannot do any good for others. For them, leading their own life is tiresome. But it is gratifying to note that unlike the so-called capable people, they do not create a fire which would later get transformed into a wildfire and engulf vast areas. It can be understood that a scarcity of resources may cause difficulties, but their misuse can cause even more severe repercussions. If you don't have a knife, you can use some other instrument for cutting vegetables. If a shiny, sharp and expensive knife is stuck into your stomach, then you will realize that not having a knife was a good option. When the influential classes of society adopt the lifestyle of narrow selfishness, other segments of the society naturally imitate them, and thus it becomes a trend. In the present scenario, the problems may appear multifold, but the root cause is one: the appetite for accumulation and wasteful spending of wealth. Virtues are needed more than resources. Resources are no doubt important, but not greater than the importance of personality. By acquiring the three virtues of generosity, authenticity, and devotion to selfish purposes individually, he also contributes to the progress of the entire society. There is adequate wealth in the world, but when wealth is used for pleasure, hoarding, and a display of ego, then it is not only being wasted, it is also building an undesirable environment. The one and only curse of the modern society is that everyone wants to spend their wealth for selfish needs, for the display of ego, and for grandiose living.